Hey, Rudi, welcome. Good to see you again today. Yeah, I'm debating. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pain in the butt for me. Uh, but I do recognize how much better it is for all of you overseas. So I'm, like I say, I'm not making any promises yet. I'm gonna wait and I've been testing it out the past this or last week and this week. Going to be testing it out next week, and we'll kind of see how it goes. But I do like having the extended time off between the end of the Saturday live stream and the beginning of the Sunday live stream. So, like I say, this puts a little kink into that. Having to get ready earlier in the morning and not having that overnight and into the morning time to myself. But yeah, we'll kind of see how it goes. Yeah, no, and I appreciate that. It's, I'm not doing it for for any one particular person to burden them or to unburden them, whichever the case may be. But I do recognize that for just me being a bit inconvenienced, it could help a lot of other people who want to be present for the live stream. So, like I say, we'll kind of play it by ear and see how it goes. And the Sunday schedule may shift around. It may be some weeks are in the morning, some weeks are in the evening, depending upon what my schedule is like and that sort of stuff. And I just have to communicate that through social media and the post tab and that sort of stuff. So, but yeah, for now we'll keep it here and we'll see how it goes. Welcome, everyone, to today's live stream, episode number 22, and the final episode of our Avowed Ranger gameplay series. I'm Commander Jarval, and I want to thank you for coming along on our journey today. So, as I just mentioned on channel admin notes, today is the day that we come to the end of the Avowed Ranger gameplay live stream. It's been really fun. I've really enjoyed the game. I've enjoyed putting my build together. The gameplay has been fun, but not too first-person shootery for me. So even my old self is able to keep up with the gameplay pretty good. And the story has been great. I've really enjoyed watching the story flesh itself out throughout the past 21 weeks. And now we are going to finish this one up. Now, we're not going to have a full day today. My guess is that we have an hour and a half to 2 hours today at the most. However, what that also means is that the remainder of this time slot isn't enough for me to preview the demo of the game that I would like to go through. That's going to take a full 3-hour time slot. It looks like I went through and played it again last night. And so what we're going to do is this. We're going to finish this live stream up today. Next week, pay attention to the post tab and my social media for a mention of the new game demo that we're going to play that is currently in pre-alpha release. We're going to go through that demo next week, and then I'm going to take a week break before we start our next live stream and our next live stream series. And again, you'll know what that is when I get into it. And again, pay attention to the post tab and social media for announcements about it. So we're going to end this live stream this week. Next week, we're going to have a demo. I'll take a week off to prepare and get ready for that, the start of the next live stream. And then that live stream will start. So 3 weeks from now, we'll be starting a brand new live stream. But next week, we'll have a demo of a game that I'm excited to play. And I'm debating whether I should say it or not. Well, yeah, no, I'll just say it. I'll throw it out there because if it doesn't come to fruition, it doesn't. But I'm thinking about opening up a Wednesday live stream again. There's a reason for that. I've been playing catch up with a lot of these games, and what I mean by that is that, for instance, the game that we're playing on Saturdays, Kingdom Come Deliverance, that's the first game. They had released the second game, the sequel, already this year, but I didn't want to start with the sequel. I wanted to go back and play the first one. The live stream that we're going to be playing on Saturday is again going to be the first one. Even though they released the second one, I don't want to start with the second one. I want to start with the first one. I don't want to play catch up here on another live stream. So I'm thinking I'm going to play the first game in a series now, knowing that the second one's going to be released either later this year or early next year. And that way I'm not playing catch up, and we can kind of stay current on what we want to do. So I'm thinking about opening that live stream up. We'll take a look at it and see how that goes once I get into starting the new live stream and that sort of stuff. So I think that's it on the admin notes. So on our recap, last week we started making our way through the garden. And today we're going to finish going through the garden. And when we come out of the garden, the living lands will have changed. The situation in the living lands will have changed dramatically. And that will lead us into the final confrontation to have in the game. So like I say, we've probably got an hour and a half here. There's a lot of dialogue after we get out of the garden to go through, and there's some really cool things to see based upon the decisions that we've made in the game. So let's go ahead and jump in here. And we'll have some camp conversations to start off with. Okay, so here we are at camp. Everybody wants to talk to us, so let's go have some conversations here.
All this time, I thought my parents died in a freak accident. An experiment gone awry. A mistake. And in a way, they did. But it wasn't their mistake. It was Sapadal's. That's what I keep asking myself. This whole experience has me considering my family's work in a different light. Look at what my mother accomplished. Armed with her research and her wits, she found a god. When you speak to a god, it's nothing. Barely a reflex. But for the rest of us, it's unimaginable. No animancer can live up to that. Certainly not me. I thought their legacy was a curse, and I could only break it by completing their work. I was wrong. I suppose I have been all this time. I just never realized it. One thing is certain. When it comes to animancy, I need to unlearn some of my old assumptions. I wanted to tame the spirit of the living lands. Now, there's so much about it I don't understand, and it's creepy, but wonderful. Perhaps, as long as no one gets in my way. I believe the power flowing out of the garden drove this island mad. That has to end. Through animancy, we could help the living lands recover. It would take a lifetime, maybe more, but that's a small price to pay. Then again, who am I to interfere with an ecosystem that I barely understand? On the other hand, half the fun of animancy is stirring the pot and getting into trouble. I think I know what I want, but there are too many variables to consider. What do you think? I have a lot of catching up to do, and plenty of room to grow. But I think you're right. So be it. Starting today, I don't have to live up to anyone's example. Animancy can be whatever I make of it. I know they would be. And not just because some ancient plans told me so. Now I just have to decide which field of research to pursue. But no need to bore you with the details. I've only got one lifetime as Giada Castel, so I'd better make it count. You and I do not always see eye to eye. But just this once, thank you for hearing me out.
Giada's parents would be proud, and maybe a bit worried.
Okay, so I think that's it.
It feels like we're in another world. One that isn't used to our kind. I don't know what I expected. Everything here feels wrong. As if we're standing in the eye of a storm. Can you feel it? Essences radiating from the very stones on which we walk. This is a place of power, forgotten by time. We are insignificant by comparison. Does that answer your question? Thank goodness. One word of advice. Trust nothing you see or hear. For all we know, this is happening in your head. Or better yet, in mine. Until next time.
Oh, Envoy. Have you recovered yet from our chat in the library? I don't think I have yet, but maybe talking it out will help. I think I just need to say some things out loud, if that's all right. It's just... we already have a lot to take care of, don't we? We have a god and an empire both vying for our attention, and now I have this legacy forced on me. I was already unsure what to do, and now a third option appears like the world's worst surprise. But... it makes sense. My whole life has been about the godless in one way or another. It explains why I knew the language, why I felt so drawn to the ruins. Maybe. It certainly doesn't sound too awful. It's not an answer I would have expected, but it's an answer. And now that I know, I kind of thought, well, honestly, I feel more... full. Like a puzzle piece sliding right back into place. No matter what happens, even if my path doesn't lead to the library, I feel better than I have in ages. Oh, I was just thinking I needed more options. How did you know? I think... for the first time in my life, I don't know what to do.
Congratulations, Yardsley. Now you're just like the rest of us.
No matter what, I've always known exactly what I want. But this is the first time I've had more options than time in the day. What do you think? You're right. The Akira have been with me my whole life, in one way or another. I owe it to them and myself to see it through to the end. Thank you, Envoy. I've been agonizing over this for longer than I want to admit. Finally picking a destination makes the journey a lot easier. Oh, but I am not looking forward to telling Quilici.
He'll understand. Your happiness and fulfillment are everything to him.
Well, come on. We've bigger things to deal with. Literally, in Sapadal's case. Much as I'm loath to relinquish the spotlight, we should be off. And Envoy, thank you, truly. Now, let's go.
And that decision, all it really does is changes the panels that you see at the end.
How are you?
Envoy, pinch me. I must be dreaming. I've long imagined what the garden could look like, but... even all the depictions I've seen in all the ruins, they didn't do it justice. And that's not even counting all the little surprises we've gotten. I learned that I was very possibly the last of the Akita, and that I've got a library to take care of. We learned the fate of the Akita from their killer herself. And you're on the way to meet your god. Years of being an unclaimed godlike, and now it feels like a typhoon of information has hit us. I've yet to catch my breath. There are even floating sky islands. How are you staying so calm? Oh, you hide it masterfully, dearie. Just be sure to remember everything we see. I'll want to pick your brain later. This place it's more than I could have ever dreamed. I know we have to find your god and figure out what to do with them, but... oh, I almost feel like I could stay here forever. I suppose. It's worth thinking about, at least. Still, oh, it's breathtaking here. And think how much I could learn here. Pockets of time in the lives of the Akita are here, and... oh, but we've not even gotten to the end yet. We haven't seen everything. Let's get moving.
Hey,
So those
I
green
don't
people in the
think...
garden, those
Let's
weren't
talk
your
to
parents?
Marius here real quick first.
I came here to help you do whatever you're supposed to do with your god friend. Instead, I'm here talking to dead people. It was, right. But it was easier than I thought it would be. Thanks to you, I think I was ready for something like this. I will say, it's not really what I expected when I started tracking you and Kai back in Paradis. No, I was thinking more in terms of hunting for wild game and peeing on Kai to put the fires out. It's been a bit of a ride, Envoy. I feel like it's coming to an end. One way or another. I don't know. Maybe the unexpected isn't so bad after all. I never expected you and I would become friends. Quick note. If you tell any of the others I said that, I'll poison your drink. Anyway. Pleasant
Okay, let's
dreams.
talk to him one more time.
Envoy, what do you need?
Hey, nothing else there.
Until next time.
See if Kai has anything to say about the garden here.
Now,
If we make it out of this place, we'll have stories to tell. Wonder if anyone will believe them. Night.
So,
Envoy.
nothing else. Let's
Good.
look and see if we
Now, as I
have
was
any
saying-
upgrades. Spirit Mender's going to go into our inventory. So, just looks like 7 glasswood branches, and we can upgrade Karak's Pride, and that would be the final upgrade that we need. I'm not going to spend anything on Ancient Alacrity.
Marius, dear, how are you feeling?
Okay,
I'm alright.
so let's get on our way here. Take Marius and Kai.
A breath held. Trepidation. You are close, yet distant still. Bars were not enough. They writhe. They seek to silence us. Only essence sustains them now. Hatred seated in the heart. We wonder. Deer leaps at its reflection in the lake. You have defied our expectations at every turn. Perhaps we should not have been. The sky is green. The fish breathes air. We can no longer imagine. We would run, roll with the tide, sink our fingers into new earth. Whisper in the fields, lift the hills gently in our hands. Disturb the dirt, but spare the blooms. Shake the roots slowly. Vengeance denied, squandered. This cannot be. We spoke of flowers. We speak of freedom when the hand still clasps around our throat. Wake now. Find us.
Okay, so let's go ahead and continue making our way through the garden here. I think that one's the one that's down below us. I'm not going to get that ingredient. So what we're going to do is end up heading down this way. I don't think there's anything else out any of these other ways. Yeah. Okay, so another journal entry about the Megfolk. Oh, it's up there. Not that I'm going to be crafting a whole lot more, but again, y'all know I'm a completionist, so get as much as I can.
Is this where your god friend sleeps? I assume we'll have to break this barrier somehow.
Let's look around. There's got to be a mechanism somewhere around here.
And there is, and you can follow it by simply looking at the lines of force there. We're gonna look around a little bit here. Okay, so this ground here is poison, and I believe I don't think I ever fully figured this out, but we'll look at it here in a second.
Not bad, Marius.
Does look pretty cool out here.
This. I've never felt so small before.
Because I know there's a way to shut all these off, and one of them's here. That shuts off these two. I don't know as if I've ever found the way to shut this one off. So I may spend a little extra time looking at this one, trying to figure it out. Because this isn't going to take me, well, that's where I need to go, but isn't going to help me finish this. So I know I can jump on these and land on them. I don't know if I can land on that or not. I can. And I know I can walk on these, but not while they're moving. And that thing, if I jump there, is going to hit that. So I'm going to try and, when it stops here, I'm going to try and jump over there. Yeah. So I jumped instead of ran. And, you know, maybe I can just jump down here directly. Maybe I can. I just hit my head up there. I'm on that outcropping. I know I can land on it. I've done it before. But I wish I knew how to turn this off. Let me look and see if there's another passage in here. There's not, and there's a pristine magfolk in here. So let me go ahead and have this fight real quick. And then I'll explore that a little bit more. Yep, 9,000 crit.
Take a moment,
Like
people.
that. Okay, so this is just regular water. And that severed magfolk arm is what you're gonna need here in a second, but let me look around here a little bit. Because there is, and I always forget this. I forgot it last time too. There's a secret way. So let me just jump down here, and for this I'm going to take a grog. And that's going to keep me from being poisoned. Because this way here, if you come down in this way, and again, still looking for the thing that turns that off. You come up here, that Megfolk fight, you can prosecute it from up here and be a lot safer than doing it down there. For me, it's not that big a deal because I can lock a single Megfolk in place with my Twisting Vines and then with Marius's also. And all I have to do is worry about the ranged attacks, so I'm not too worried about a single one. If there were multiple ones down here, I would definitely have taken this fight from up here. But I do want to look. I'm going to save here. I'm going to take another grog. And I'm going to take a Beasted Beast as well. So I'm, like I say, I am curious on how this thing gets turned off. Because there's obviously a way for it to turn off. And this one, I know... Oh, wait a minute. It's where I could jump on those. Maybe maybe it's only the hinges I can jump on. Let me go back through this here. It's not these. There's nothing up there. It's not these. Doesn't appear to be anything up here. Anything here. No, I don't see it. I don't see how you turn them off. I don't see anything over there. I mean, there's something moving over there, but I don't think it's anything in particular. So I'm not entirely sure. Not entirely sure how to turn those off. I didn't find it in my personal playthrough either. I know that. Oh well, either way, we got what we came for with it. We killed the Megfolk here, we picked up the Megfolk arm. And that's what we're going to need. To deactivate this.
I wasn't sure what you were going to use that for. Here's hoping we can avoid that madness down there. To your left!
I'm gonna keep working on the Megfolk here.
On your right.
I haven't killed the Megfolk yet. Come on, pop your head up. There we go. Now I killed it.
They won't get past me. Next one's mine.
Okay. Easy enough to have this fight from up here.
That was fun.
And continue on here. So this is the main entry door that we saw, and we diverged to head over there. So now you can see that we've got two of these, which means that we're going to be
Gates
fighting
down.
two Megfolk
Here we go.
at some point
Keep your guard up. We gotta live to tell this tale.
to be able to get two arms. Okay, so we're going to drop a save here. And there are two Megfolk here. I'm just going to try and get some damage in here, but
Here they come. Another one.
the Megfolk comes after me, and then I'll lock it in place.
That's it for me. Back in the fight.
I've got second wind, so I let it trigger once. Come on. dead. Now it's one-on-one, and I'm not too worried about fighting a Megfolk one-on-one. Eyes down, but again, not too worried about it. The stun's going up here. Lock it in place. Is one more. I love dual-wielding pistols.
Well done. Back in the fight. Nothing like a win with a good team.
Alright. So yeah, pretty good fight, but again, nothing that I really needed to buff up for. That would have just ended the fight sooner. But the Megfolk, again, are the main enemies to worry about. Focus all your attention there, and you'll be good. So we'll drop one here. Shut that one off. And this one is going to shut this one off on the right.
Come at last, after so long. You are so small, we questioned if you were real. Then steps, a voice, through armies and corrupted soil, you persevered. Now, you are here. The rot. We feel it festering and spreading. What is it but an extension of our pain? Your dream scourge will end when our suffering does. We were innocent once. We woke, and we wanted nothing but connection. But the other gods imprisoned us, left us to suffer alone in this place. But you are here now. You found us, a sprout in the endless winter. There is little time. We would be freed from these bonds. The Strangler is close now. We feel her wire against our flesh. She begs for our blood. Her wolves defile the city on the shore. Blood on the tile. The people's cries ring in our ears. She pierces us now. Now we will not brook this. Not again. A spark. Wait. The essence bends here. Time flows into itself. You can reach her. Will the garden to open. It will take you there. Breathe. Focus. Shape the essence with your hands. We were everything. What have we lost? What multitudes could we contain? We could run, leap in the water, flourish in forgotten hills. We want nothing more than that. We mourn our past. We only seek peace now. A chance to regrow. We trust you. You who have been by our side for so long. You met death, and you sought vengeance. You are quick to judge us, too. We thought you would be better than this. Give us peace. We want a chance to change. We deserve that opportunity. Do you think we have learned nothing from you? We deserve more than this prison. Let us have a chance to rest. We want peace. Or do you have no more mercy for us than you did for the bear?
And if you remember, these are all things that we're going back to the very beginning of the game to deal with. When we made our decision about Eagwolf, when we encountered the Dream Thrall bear rescuing the ambassador.
Yes, we have seen what you do to those you call monsters. We asked what you would do with an animal that sickened after a fight. Do you remember what you said? More than anything, that is what we desire too. Treat us as you would the bear. Clean our wounds, heal us. Grant us the same. The time has come for you to act. End our pain, and the dream scourge will cease. Give us peace. It is all we have wanted for so long. Center your thoughts. Reach for us. Clear the fog. Tear down the gates. We were so blind, so lost. We brought such horrors to this place. We feel bright. We had forgotten what it is to live. We will grow, tend, flower. We will always remember this. We will remember you when you are ash and soil and mulch.
Okay, and that's going to get you Sapadal's Fury. So It does high damage. It lifts all the nearby enemies into the air and slams them down. It's a really cool looking ability to throw off too. Okay, so we freed Sapadal. We opened a portal back to Paradis. Like I say, now we're going to see how much the world has changed. Here.
Andra's depths.
It's Paradis.
Are we back in Dawnshore? Already?
This is Sapadal's doing. I'm certain of it. No power in Aora could transport us so quickly, or so far. What happened to the living land started long ago, and we're going to finish it.
Are you seeing this? I don't think Paradis looked like this when we left it.
Looks like the war already started, and the giant roots are winning.
Marius, vines don't usually get that big this quickly, do they?
Based on their growth and size, I'd say we've been gone 2 or 3 weeks.
Hey, at least you didn't let 6 years go by.
Who knows if the garden affected time, or merely our perception of time, assuming there's even a difference.
It's like how a body fights an infection. The fever gives you strange dreams that feel like an eternity.
Look at this place. It feels like we're still in the dream. And not just us. Those are more your people's ships in the harbor, and steel garrote banners past the barricades. That can't be good.
Even Reingrim is here. Perhaps we'll get to see an Archmage in action.
I think I see Elia as well. What a strange reunion this will be.
The Blessed Wardens are here too. That conflict we've been trying so hard to prevent started without us.
If he didn't start this himself.
The Steel Garrote have been itching for a fight this whole time. This would have happened with or without us.
Before we go, what happened back there with the Dream Scourge and Sapadal?
I'm not sure. That's good, right?
It's a relief that the Dream Scourge won't be a problem. I only hope we can say the same about Sapadal. Time will tell, I suppose.
After all this time, they're free. And the living land is free to heal.
We've cured the land, and we've even freed a caged god. All in all, rather a successful day.
Him and God entwine. The flower shades the soil in which it grows.
We should take a look. See if we can get ahead of whatever storm is brewing down there.
People seem to be gathering west of here. Whatever's happening, let's be a part of it.
Okay, so we do have some unspent ability points here, so Doesn't look like there's anything that we need out of any of this. Max level is level 30. And you'll get an achievement for getting that. With only this much left to get to max level, there won't be any problem getting that high and getting the achievement. I've already got it. I was level 30 in my other playthrough as well. So I guess, like I say, none of these really matter at this point. Okay, and your companions are going to take off and head down here.
How did you make it out here?
Now here is your, you can't fast travel here,
The Growth. Look what they've done to Paradis.
but now is your opportunity to
They
talk to
marched
some of the
in, no
people
one.
that you've made
I
relationships
couldn't think.
throughout your
I
playthrough.
just ran. Envoy, what does the Growth think they're doing? It's an outrage. They've got no respect for the living land's history. They broke some glass, but the map is safe. They didn't think I was worth the trouble.
Right now, that's a good thing.
If you're looking for survivors, a few of us fled to the Balrog.
How many?
I'm not sure. I saw Sapiento. God, I hope they're not trapped in there. I am sorry I can't be more help. You always were a forgiving friend.
We should move. Let's hope the Garrote hasn't made it to the Balrog yet.
Envoy, wait! Before you go, I may have something for you. I took some supplies when I ran. If you think they'll help, they're yours. I'll even give you a discount. You know, for saving the city and everything.
And here he's going to be selling the legendary upgrade materials. We needed 7 of these, I think, to be able to do it. But this is your last opportunity to upgrade and that sort of stuff before you go in. So, and I'm going to take a charming libation. Before I talk to any of these people, and you'll see some various people around here that you've encountered before.
Snow? Why is there snow here? That's gotta be Ringgrim's room.
I know it's crowded, but I promise we're safer in here.
Remember these two?
Envoy, you're back! We came running as soon as we saw the ships. I'm not very tough. Tazarak probably saved my life. I've never seen a Zorep fight like that. I didn't know he had it in him. We wouldn't be here without you.
From way back in the very first act, when we brought them together. And again, you don't have to pick any of this stuff up, but I am going to do one last crafting session. Before I head in. I don't think there's anything up here. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. We'll have some time left on the charming libation. We're gonna head up here toward the snow.
She looks so powerful.
And we saw Yatsley run up here.
We meet again, Envoy. Paradis burns, thanks to Lodwyn and the Steel Garrote laying siege to it. But the Dream Scourge is gone.
It wouldn't be the first time she's come back.
It's remarkable how hard you mortals fight for causes that'll be forgotten within centuries. Still, I do think the world has been irrevocably, if minimally, changed by your actions. Perhaps. A new god being set loose on the world is certain to have consequences. Mostly, I'm curious about whether you think you've made the right choice. Ah, that mortal zeal. Always so fun. We will see if you're correct. I am interested in seeing the outcome of your story, Envoy. With luck, it won't end with you also on fire. Mortal comforts are so very adorable. All you desire are your base needs lavishly fulfilled. Goodbye, Envoy. And Yatsley, I do look forward to when all of this is done. I am eager to work with you.
Oh, yes. We'll, discuss that later.
Because Yatsley's going to become the librarian, so won't be working with the Archmage. Now we'll head down here through the gate.
What happens in Dawnshore shall ripple across the living lands. Oh, Envoy, how good to see you here as we stand together at the brink of this historic event. Thank you again for your help back in the archives. Paradis burns from the torches of the Steel Garrote. The people of the living lands stand ready to defend their home. Yes. What happens in Paradis now will decide the fate of the Pargrunen after all.
What's the plan if Paradis falls?
We will find a way to persevere. We Pargrunen have a gift for surviving inhospitable conditions, and always have. Whatever the outcome of the upcoming battle, do not forget us. I fear that more than our deaths. If Edir and the Steel Garrote have their way, they'll strip the history books of any mention of our culture and our ways. Future generations will only ever know us as an appendage of the Empire. I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope so, Envoy. I truly do. That's as much as I'll say. You have a role in deciding what happens next. Do the right thing, Envoy. Let history remember you for the correct reasons.
Okay, so let's take another charming libation. We got plenty of them.
Where have you been?
We're having...
Envoy, I knew you'd show up eventually.
How is Emerald Stair? More importantly, how are you?
Thriving on both counts, I'm happy to report. My revenants were just getting comfortable in Thirdborn when the Steel Garrote stepped out of line. When I heard tensions were brewing, I thought to myself, this is a job for the undead. So I gathered the flock. Likewise, I'll keep them on a tight leash, just in case the Steel Garrote breach our defenses. Better to have them and not need them. Oh, and I've been meaning to thank you. Whatever you did in the garden seems to have worked. Emerald Stair is healing, believe it or not. Once this is over, our crops will flourish like never before. Indeed, the metaphysical currents of the living lands are beginning to settle. Best of luck out there. And don't worry about a thing. My flock will keep us safe and secure.
Thank you, Elia.
Okay, so Elia, that we met all the way back in the second
I wasn't worried until
area.
We know you. did you help us?
Do you think she'll ever... Never mind. She's stable. That's what counts.
Adelaro. Does he fight for us? Why do we think of this name?
Remember these two from the quest line where we went looking for his missing squad.
Polska Sagrada.
As prepared as he'll ever be.
Nobody's taking Paradis today. Not on my watch.
And Acierno and Verano from the Corruption of the Rangers quest.
I'll stay back here. The others can provide close-range support.
And Casagrada.
Gods, that's a lot of bodies.
So all the remnants of the squad that we found the traitor about.
If you're wounded, find a place to lie down. Someone will get to you before you bleed out. If I seem distracted, I apologize. I'm tending to the fallen, as you can see. Believe it or not, we have more than enough supplies. The Clavager knew this day might come. Unfortunately, my hands are full with the dying and the dead, and there's too many of both. If I don't get any sleep, I might be the next casualty. I suppose I've earned a couple of winks. You look like you could use a few. The next time we see each other, I just hope the fighting's done.
Sound advice.
And
A good
Denwin,
commander
rescuing
knows when
him
people are at
from
their limit.
Paradis. Can't get out this door yet. Okay, so that's everything down here. Okay, so we're not done exploring yet.
The envoy.
As soon as my gun's cleaned, I'll get out there. Can't risk a jam on the battlefield. The living...
I don't want to go to Yezwa. Sure will miss that oasis, though.
So, because we convinced Ruanga not to go to the meeting, she's now here and ready to fight. If she went to the meeting and she was killed, then the captain will be here in her place, and he won't be fighting at all. So, another outcome of choices that we've made.
Envoy, how did you... I don't know.
It's great to see you again, but... where the fuck did you come from?
You just appeared out of nowhere.
So, because we had these two resolve their differences, they're now both here.
Close enough.
Once word about Paradis reached us, we were allowed to go.
That's not important right now, Radut.
Right. Forgive me, Envoy. I won't keep you long. I just want to make one request while you're here. As much as you can, be good to the living lands.
I'm holding you to your word, Envoy. Don't fuck us over.
Okay.
All together now.
And then Warden Petru is here.
Strike like you mean it.
Again, because of us doing his quest.
Envoy, didn't think I'd be seeing you again. From one battlefield to another, eh? Dream thralls, and now this. Lodwyn's a loose cannon, and the Steel Garrote don't answer to anyone but her. This place won't be safe for adherents for decades, even if she wins. Gods help us all.
So Captain Wimgar from the third area, from Shatterscarp, at the very start of that area. Let's take one more charming libation here.
Envoy? Is it really you? Mihala told us you went into some place called the Garden to seek a god?
When you didn't return, we took you for dead.
What did you see there? The god you felt in Nakutadek?
It's too preposterous to believe. How could a plague be ended by speaking with a god?
Everyone, please, please. We could get to the bottom of this if you would only let them speak.
It's been weeks, Envoy. What happened?
Sapadal was responsible for the Dream Scourge. Their rage, their confusion, their fear.
So you say. But Shatterscarp is still littered with dream thralls, and Temerty is still pacing her room, muttering in the dark.
There won't be any new infections. We've put a stop to that for good. Unfortunately, there's little we can do for those already in the grip of the Dream Scourge. We can give them comfort, nothing more. This will be a process. The Dream Scourge was never going to simply go away overnight.
I suppose it stands to reason. I found that a quick fix is often anything but. What of this god, then? What does it mean that you freed them? Lodwyn had intimated that this land grew a new god. But how can that be?
Giada and I have some theories about the nature of the Adra in the Living Lands.
I'd say we're past the point of theorizing.
If the Adra here is a closed system, like a terrarium for our souls, then a gradual accumulation of essence could coalesce into a being in the beyond.
Much like the formation of gemstones. All it takes is time and the right application of pressure.
Wodka no doubt saw Sapadal as a threat to her authority. So, she killed the godless and imprisoned their god.
I assume it is this god we have to thank for the roots tearing apart Paradis? They erupted from the earth the moment those bastards stood up their first siege tower.
Nakutadek was riven with those things, not to mention what they did to the land.
Similar roots had infected the structures at Naku Kubel. If they and the Dream Scourge were really the work of a god, and the gods thought it best to imprison this god, how could you let such a creature go free?
Let's hope they don't decide to further amend themselves by coming for our heads.
It was Adir's arrival that disturbed Sapadal. We'll have nothing to fear from this god once we expel you from our lands.
Having Sapadal at our beck and call might be to our advantage. I'd like to see Rawatai try to stand toe-to-toe against a god.
Keeping watch over Sapadal was a sacred task Nandru gave us when he left. For that reason alone, my wardens owe them their allegiance.
Well, whatever happens, I suppose we can't put the godling back in the bottle now. But come, we have more pressing matters to attend to. The Steel Garrote have attacked Paradis. Inquisitor Lodwyn has already joined the battle. She must have traveled like the wind to get here so fast.
You did. I kicked her corpse when you weren't looking, just to be sure.
Well, she's seen better days, but you wouldn't know it judging by how she fights.
Lodwyn's run through the militia like a whirlwind.
All right, let's keep the similes to ourselves. Oh, cheer up. You wouldn't be the first to make that mistake.
Might not be the last either, depending on how things go. So long as her passion for Wodica lives, so too will her spirit.
Then we destroy her faith, and the rest of her will follow. I have a theory about this. Let's talk at camp if you want to hear it. But I think we can kill her.
Oh, good. That will be easy.
It is not, I think, impossible. Well, you might not believe me, but I didn't want any of this to happen. It was Lodwyn who called for the attack.
I didn't hear an answer, Ambassador.
She and her steel garrote laid siege to the city, shortly after you beat her to the garden.
We've had no news from inside for several days. From what we can observe, southern Paradis is in pieces, and the remaining militia batters at the gates to no avail.
Is there nothing our people can do?
Given the state of our supply routes after the Dream Scourge, and the Steel Garrote's destruction, we expect the people trapped inside will run short of fresh food and clean water in a matter of days.
Thirdborn still suffers from the Dream Scourge. Though you may have ended the plague, Envoy, many in Shatterscarp still are not themselves. I could bring no more than a handful when we heard.
Likewise, my wardens are still reeling from effects of the eruption. The keep was saved, but there is much to repair, particularly if we are to endure a siege. Most of my men remain at the keep. I can't risk them against the Steel Garrote for the sake of Paradis, not when we are so few.
Well, that's been a point of debate. We can't agree on how to stand against the Steel Garrote, nor who should lead the effort.
There are too few of us to risk an uncoordinated effort.
So you let the Paradis militia go it alone?
Even if our meager forces should make it inside.
The siege won't end until Lodwyn does. And none of you know how to kill her.
Precisely. The lawful settlement of a new Adirian colony, supposedly. Or the establishment of a Wodican state. She could win with a godlike in her ranks. Your presence would serve as a powerful endorsement. Somewhere inside that hollow head of hers, I believe she always hoped she'd turn you to her side. Remember, she has an obligation to Wodica, a solemn oath. And neither the Steel Garrote nor the queen that was look kindly upon oathbreakers.
Because a victory here would discourage resistance elsewhere. The better question is, why didn't you stop her?
Excuse me? She's a 7-foot-tall skeleton powered by her devotion to the goddess of retribution. This isn't my fault.
Sure. Just blame the dead woman. Very mature.
Who else should I blame exactly? Our envoy, perhaps? For not stopping Lodwyn and the Tusks?
You could start with blaming your own incompetence. Why are you treating him with kid gloves when Paradis cries out for help?
Enough. I've heard your concerns. We cannot change it now. The Inquisitor was so convinced the Living Lands would unite against Adir that she's nearly made it true. One people, one law, one true God. That's Lodwyn's vision for the Living Lands. What passes between Lodwyn and her men, or between Lodwyn and the Emperor, for that matter, is not my affair. But if I had to guess, this was the alternative.
Your empire is doing what it does best. Stamping out dissent until surrender is the only option.
Your republics are hardly any different. Their intentions in the Deadfire were certainly not pure.
As you say, we left the republics for a reason.
I've answered your questions. Now I would like you, all of you, to answer mine. Lodwyn has sent a message to the Emperor informing him of her attack. He will send advisors and reinforcements swiftly in response. What will his representatives find when they arrive? A new colony? A budding grave room? Before you face Lodwyn, you should know what you're fighting for. All of you must decide, together. But whatever you decide, understand, the days of the frontier are done. Adir will come. Indeed, we are already here.
And here is where you get to choose how you want the fate of the living lands to go forward. You can side with Lodwyn. If you do that, all of your companions are going to leave you, and you're going to be doing the fights here at the end by yourself. You can unite the living lands, which is the best ending that you can get, Lodwyn being the worst, and the Grefrum is the middle type of ending, where it's a colony of Adir moving forward.
Oh, Envoy, no. Do not suggest that lightly. Think of the Emperor. There would be reprisals. Ones which this conclave could not survive, fractured as you are. Not unless you came together and formed a nation of your own. It would be difficult. No, impossible. I'm certain you would fail. Think of your people, all of you. Think of the lives at stake.
Though I'm hardly eager to work with any of you, I like the idea of twisting beneath Adir's boot heel even less. So long as the Wardens can continue our vigil, I'm open to uniting if you are.
Thirdborn alone couldn't stand against the storm, but the might of all of us, together, we could deter any but the most fearsome adversaries. And that's what cannons are for.
With the Envoy's support, we'd have a god in our pocket. What could the Empire do to stop us? When my people return to Fjord, we could create such miracles of animancy, the Living Lands would become the breadbasket of the world.
We deserve our autonomy, even if we must fight for it. Anything less would be surrender.
Fleeing someone else's laws and authority is one thing, setting up your own is another. We're an island of misfits and dissidents. We'll still have to surrender some of our autonomy, and we won't agree on what that means overnight. We'll be vulnerable. Without allies, other powers will see us as ripe for the picking. Know that this is a hard road to walk.
We were fine before Adir came. We'll be fine when they're gone.
I think we ran things perfectly fine before your kin got here.
Rest into bounty. Does the winter frost dissuade the seeds? Many fruits on our boughs. We graft many leaves into strength.
Of course. Well, don't leave me in suspense.
Okay, and this is your official choice. I'm going to unite the living lands.
Oh, gods have mercy.
Solace and her Wardens stand vigil with the Living Lands.
You can count on Thirdborn. Our cannons stand with the Living Lands.
Fjord and her animancers stand with the Living Lands.
We deserve this opportunity. Thank you for believing in us.
Fighting a battle together is easy. I just hope everyone's willing to stick it out when it comes to the politics.
God, they made the right decision for once.
Finally, some sense permeates the proceedings.
On your head be the consequences. That leaves the matter of Lodwyn and the Steel Garrote. She will never surrender, Envoy. You must kill her, or we will lose Paradis, and eventually the island.
The Living Lands will never be free until we break the chain around our necks. Lodwyn must die her final death.
She better say her goodbyes while she can.
I'm proud to fight at your side, Envoy. One last time.
Let's get to work then. We've got a walking corpse to bury.
The Paradis militia will be at your back. Give her no quarter. The future waits for you.
Thank you for deserving it. Now, go and teach the Stilgarrote a lesson they will never forget.
Show them that the living lands will not be broken across Vodka's knee.
We will send reinforcements to help you reclaim the Eastern Gate. From there, work your way to the main plaza. May all the gods of Eora and the living lands protect you.
Let's take back the city together. Show the Stilgarrote how the living lands takes care of its own.
Time to stop the Stilgarrote. Lead the way, envoy.
So we're going after the Stilgarrote now, right? Let's do it.
And again, depending upon your actions, this may be the governor of Fior if you didn't save Fior. If you destroyed the ruins instead of saving the ruins, then this will be Temerti here. And if you sided with Kostia instead of Mahala, this will be Kostia here. It's always going to be the ambassador that you're going to be talking to.
I suppose I'm an exile now. Oh, gods beyond. Will I have to get a job?
Okay, and now we're going to go to camp one last time. Have one last set of conversations and we will embark on the end game here. Let's do our last set of upgrades. Right there. So now all of our weapons are fully upgraded and our armor is fully upgraded as well. All of this stuff doesn't matter, we'll just get rid of it. And we don't need to craft up anything, but I will anyway, just because I'm a bit crazy in the head that way, I think. Okay. So now we're ready to go, so let's have some conversations here.
Can't sleep? Neither can I. We're going into battle for the soul of the living lands, rallying under the banners of the Paradis militia. Your Emperor will not be pleased. Political influence is dangerous. If you aren't careful, it can turn against you. When a godlike fights in battle, people take note of which side. The Adirans will doubt your loyalty. The locals will doubt your commitment. You may even doubt yourself. This is the first time you were told to pick a side. And I fear it won't be the last. All we ask in return is that you do the same for us. From what I understand, your ambassador is very persuasive, very powerful, and very accustomed to getting his way. For a politician like him, losing a battle is not a defeat. It's an opportunity. When he promises you the world, don't listen. He'll fill your head with lies if you let him. I'm glad we understand each other. It's good to see you fighting for the misfits and rabble-rousers. Time for you to get some rest. We have a big day ahead of us. In truth, I'm not as worried as I used to be. I've been thinking about the Inquisitor. Formulating a theory, you might say. A Death Guard clings to their existence by force of will. Stubbornness, unfinished business, that sort of thing. Lodwyn is held together by faith, and that may be her undoing. Faith is the foundation of her reality. Faith in the righteousness of the gods. But according to her faith, Sapadal should not exist. A new god independent of hers? Blasphemy. By that logic, you shouldn't exist either. And yet here you are. By staying alive, of course. You are the godlike of a heretical god. A contradiction to her reality. Can you imagine how much she needs you to die? Her entire worldview depends on it. Who knows? Maybe that uncertainty is enough to make her mortal again. Or maybe not. I'm just theorizing as I go. Whatever happens, I want to see it for myself. For the research. When I agreed to travel with you, I didn't think I'd find myself at the center of a political upheaval. So imagine my surprise when you gave the Living Lands a chance to unite, to prove itself, and to stand tall before its enemies. Granted, it was an uphill climb. The Dream Scourge exposed our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities. But thanks to our struggle, the island finally knows itself. Now we can decide who we want to become. I can't wait to see what we do with that freedom. Agreed. We've fought hard just to defend what's ours. But to answer your question, the future looks bright for a change. Is it really that obvious? No matter who wins or loses, the Living Lands won't be the same. In my heart, I know that's a good thing. Life is impossible without change. And change can be frightening. I just want to put this behind us. I want it to be over.
Okay.
You too.
So we'll talk to her again here.
We should take a moment to acknowledge what happened back there. You liberated the god of the Living Lands. Now they are unchained, free to do whatever they want. That's quite a gamble you made. I admire your confidence. If not for you, Sapadal would still be pacing their cage like a wild animal. Which means you have leverage over a god. How do you plan on using it? That's a lot of responsibility, but I have faith you're equal to it. Sapadal's imprisonment shaped this island. Now that everything's changed, I'm curious what will happen. We cannot know if the Living Lands will normalize or destabilize as a result of our actions. Eventually, maybe you'll find some comfort in prayer, now that one of the gods is listening. I hope you don't mind me bringing it up. The subject matter is a bit much for our little camp. You're too kind. I want you to know this has been an unforgettable experience. Wherever we go from here, I'm grateful to have been a part of it. Until next time.
So I know there's a lot of conversations here, but it is the last time, right before the end game, that you're going to be able to have any of these conversations to play out. So just bear with it for a while. We're almost ready to go.
Well, here we are. We're doing this. We're fighting your people. Are you okay? No doubts or second thoughts? Really? Well, you're better than me, dearie. Thinking back on all we've done, it's impressive, don't you think? We went to the garden, a prison untouched by time. We both learned the truth about our Akedan origins. Oh dear. Do you think we knew each other in our past lives? I'm sure I just let you think that, Envoy. And that's skipping to the end. I mean, think of all we've done. You saved Fjord from the clutches of the Steel Garrote. I wish I could have seen the look on Lodwyn's face at that. What's left of her face, I mean. And though I may mourn the loss of Nakukubel, I can't deny that Thirdborn is safe now. Who would have thought I'd be here, fighting with an Adiran? Oh, I suppose I can work with that. Truly, thank you. I'm forever changed for our time together. As weird as you are, Envoy, I'm glad we're here, now, ready to save the Living Lands. Well, let's go kill that dead woman. How can I help, darling?
And let's see if she has anything to say about the garden.
We really must stop meeting like this.
Nope.
Always a pleasure, Envoy.
You should get some sleep. Big day coming up. Right. Things feel different now. Wrong, somehow. I've been in a lot of dangerous situations, but it's always been a fight to survive. It's just a fight. Putting my life on the line for someone else's cause. It's the opposite of survival. It's foolishness. You know, I've never seen a bear go to war. They fight for survival, not for causes. We're about to go out there and risk our lives for, what? A concept of how things ought to be? We might die, all to determine who sleeps in the nicest house in Paradis until the island decides it's time for a change. It's fine, really. But it's some blessed day Sokka when you think about it. Right. Careful you don't get stuck in all that sap. I'll be all right, Envoy. Envoy? What do you need?
Okay, so nothing else there.
Not before I've done some reading.
After everything we've been through, I won't let you down.
And Kai is done. So let's see if we can do one last crafting here. Might as well just use up everything we can. Can't make any more black broth. We do have one. Let's make some mold musketeer. Because we're going to get fully buffed up for all of this. When we go in here. Okay. I think that should be good. Because that final fight, we're going to have a list of buffs that extends almost off the screen.
It's exciting, but...
We're going to take Kai and Marius with us again. And now let's go head out. Get wrecked. Okay, so it's just those two.
Yeah. It's no use. We're all...
Don't just stand there. Ugh, I've got this.
It's all right. You're a better soldier than I ever was.
And look who's out here.
We shall tear your enemies apart.
And Grakor is going to come into this fight against the Steel Garrote over there. But again, only if you saved him. So it depends upon your choices that you've made as to what allies you're going to have. That seems to be a popular thing in video games nowadays. That your choices show up later on. So we're going to work our way around here. And you see all of our companions are with us. It's just only 2 of them are able to be controlled. The rest will act on their own. And I wish this made me hidden.
Keep quiet.
Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of the Arquebusier first.
We've got company!
We got them all.
Okay, so I can't get up there. And I don't think there's a way into the siege tower. But yeah, now you can see that Dracor's with us. Okay, and this fight gets a little bit more sporty, but not much. The fanatics you have to worry about. I want to get rid of the sorcerer first.
Your days are numbered.
The initiates I can one-shot. Almost one-shot. Get wrecked. Drakor is good. He's got that nice, huge knockback on his attacks. But you would expect that with a club that
was
big.
a close one.
Okay, and we're going to get some more reinforcements here. Get rid of the wizard while the fanatic is occupied, because we're going to get some more spawns. Stun him. That'll end him.
Let me out! I'm with you!
And again, the core's still with us. Wreaking havoc here. Sorcerer.
The eastern gate is ours. I'll stay here. You watch out for Lodwyn.
I'll teach you!
Okay, and there's max level. Okay, so your companions. Okay, so I have another perk point available here. This really doesn't matter what I do with this. For me, I'm gonna unlock another % critical hit chance. Okay, and Giada's going to stay here, like she said, and mine this. And this is what's going to happen. You're going to be dropping off companions as you go to hold the areas that you've taken. And we should recognize some of this. This is the Paradis Militia headquarters here. This is the underbelly.
Envoy, what are you doing? I thought you left town weeks ago. About time. You're the only one Lodwyn will listen to. I saw a few on my way here. I imagine they've been waiting for this to happen for a long time. Listen, one of the Garot's units is scouting up ahead, maybe 5 strong. I wouldn't want to fight them if I were you. Take this key. It'll unlock the gate to the canals. You can thank the captain who forgot it. You shouldn't find much opposition down there. I wish someone had stood up to the Steel Garot a long time ago. But, well, you're here now. That's what matters. Good luck.
So if you don't work out or do Juliana's quest, she won't be here, and you won't have the opportunity to get this key. Now this key doesn't really do a whole lot for you, in my opinion. You'll see here in a minute.
Envoy! I doubted I'd ever see you again. I imagine I could guess what brings you back to Paradis. I must thank you once again for bringing me the Luminous Adra so long ago. With some creative exploration, I was able to refine the Adra into a poultice that heals wounds at a fantastic rate. Asking for handouts, are we? To be honest, I doubt my humble ointment could compare to anything you carry in your pack. And I doubt it could so much as dull the pain of the wounds you've seen since we last spoke. I know you have much to do in town, so I'll let you go. Thank you again for everything.
So again, more quest completion people. Here's
Should go now.
Alora.
Well, the fighting's died down.
Ah, they want to die that badly. Who am I not to...
She's right. We can't... Then when? Should we wait till the Garot set this bar
And
alight?
remember Benedetta, Caedmon, and Ulfric.
out there. You saw them. And soon there'll be thaumaturges in here.
What if you stay, Ben? Just until we've cleared a path.
They will run you through before you get 10 steps out the door.
We should be helping Cad. We're soldiers, aren't we?
We are helping. We're helping her.
Okay, so now if we head back out here, right over there is the canal door. Okay. What this is going to allow us to do...
Hold it.
is to bypass what's happening up top. By having a fight with just a couple of people down here, as opposed to everyone up top. Now, we're not going to shy away from this fight, but that's what it allows you to do, is come into here and to bypass this fight. Like I say, we're not going to avoid this,
Right
though.
behind you.
I'm going to get rid of the sorcerer up top.
Take him down. Show me what you got.
So all it does is lets us bypass that fight. So it's not really a huge help, but it is a help. If you're
keep moving,
intending on, you know, saving all your resources and all that sort of stuff, or you haven't done all the prep work that we've done.
I heard something. Found you.
Oh no, you don't!
Get rid of the wizard.
Everybody all right?
And if you did kill somebody up here, that's the way to come up here and get their items. There's nothing else that you can get to around here that I'm aware of. Okay, and down here, this is where the canal comes out. Yeah, right here is where the canal key route brings you out. So you came down here. So you come up here, here, and then up here. And you can bypass that fight and the fight previous to it by jumping right up here. So, again, I don't necessarily think it's all that worth it, but, I mean, hey, do what you need to do. And I don't know as if I've looked back here. Okay, these doors don't open yet, it doesn't look like. There are 2 dead bodies back there behind those. I didn't, like I said, I haven't been exploring a whole lot in here. And look what's fighting up there. Got a gigantic Megfull. that's a pretty cool sight, but also rather intimidating.
Teach you.
Not gonna lie. And here fighting with us was Militia Captain Sinric.
You know how Adir feels about defectors. Watch yourself out there.
Boudica demands your submission. Stand against her and fall.
And there's Inquisitor Lodwyn. So we are about to get to the final encounter here.
Envoy. The only part that matters.
Okay, and you're just going to have your 2 companions with you. So we're going to drop a save. Now this fight is pretty straightforward. Okay, the only difference is that you have to kill Lodwyn 3.5 times. And you'll see what that half means. The fight is one-on-one with her up until the last segment. And then she's going to spawn a Megfolk, a pristine Megfolk. But if you focus on her and you lock the Megfolk down by using your abilities to lock it in place, then you can focus on her and the fight will end. You don't have to worry about the Megfolk. But let's go in here and start this off.
There you are. So, you survived the garden. Did you come all this way just to try your luck again? To kill me more efficiently than last time? So you say. But you can't kill me in a way that hasn't been tried already. Look around, Envoy. Heelguard should have listened. He tried to bring order through compromise. He failed. Order is meant to be imposed by a stern, guiding hand.
Her order wields sharp steel. She must set down her blade.
You can tell Boudica yourself once we've sent you back to the wheel.
Don't insult my intelligence or my commitment to the cause. Treaties can be burned. The hands which shook over whatever deal you struck can be lopped off at the wrist.
Right. If she starts lopping off hands, I'm just going to attack her. Sound good?
As for you, Sapadal's chains are broken, which means your soul is in their grasp. I don't know how deeply you've been compromised, Envoy. And if I don't know, then I cannot suffer you to live. Do not patronize me. I have every right to put down a threat to the Empire. Steel yourself, Envoy. Make this a fight to remember, even in death.
We would not welcome her death. There is still ample shade for her beneath our tree.
You know, I've never actually tried this.
You will. You must. You have no choice. Face me and die with honor. Or fall to your knees and die as a coward. How you die doesn't matter. But you will die. Every vestige of Sapadal must be wiped from this earth. The Burned Queen demands it.
We are a challenge to her authority. She is afraid of what we mean.
The Burned Queen doesn't need to sully her power with mortal concerns. Not when she can rely on me. I will pursue her ambitions until my bones grind themselves to dust. While you are little more than a nursemaid to your diseased false god. Hear me, Envoy. I am the avatar of the Burned Queen, the goddess of retribution. I am her sword arm, her will in the world. And so long as I can fight, I will be her champion.
But she failed to ensnare the living lands, and we are free. How long until Rodica finds a new avatar?
Okay, so it's 14 for all of those. So there, there might be a way. I mean, I didn't take a charming libation before this. There might be a way to actually talk her out of this. That would be a very interesting ending. I don't know if that actually works. That might be a good thing for me to test while I got you here. Even if we can talk our way out of it, we're going to come back and do this fight. Don't get me wrong, but I want to try this. We've got plenty of time today, so this is the last encounter we have before the game ends. So let me take a charming libation here. And now let's go have this conversation.
There you are!
And we'll fast forward through everything that we've already looked at.
Good. Look around.
You can tell.
Don't insult.
Right.
As for Sapadal, I do. That's.
We would not welcome her death.
You will. Face me how the.
We are a challenge to her authority.
The Burned Queen. I will. Well, you hear me. And so.
But she failed to
okay, so let's see what we can do here.
And we.
Temporary setbacks. The war for the living lands can still be won. And if I must stand alone against you, the militia, and every farmer you've given a sword, then I will. I will die 1,000 times for my queen, if that's what she desires. I've done all that I could. She sees that. She must. I believed we were alike, Envoy. That when the time came for you to prove your loyalty, you would choose Adir. I believed the dream of our future, of our resurgent empire, would move you as it does me. And if that failed, I believed the Burn Queen would stop you. Yet here you stand before me, my enemy, unopposed by the gods. Why?
The worm of doubt gnaws at her soul. Where was Rodica when she needed her most? Where is she now?
So these are up to 15 now.
The Burned Queen has always had my back against the world. I don't need anything else. I can still prevail. I must. I feel her fire in me. I know I do.
Do you?
Rodica, my lady! Where are you?
No answer.
No! It's not true!
Shame. Suffocating shame.
Stop! I can't! No! 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 Forgive me! Rodica!
Wow. You can talk your way out of that. That's impressive. Okay, we're not going to do it. We're going to go through the fight, but you can actually talk your way out of that, assuming that you have 15 in one of the 3 skills. you can follow that skill line all the way through it and actually talk your way out of that fight. And the game is now going to end. You know, I'm actually... No, there shouldn't be anything different. So let's go have the fight. So I'll show you what it looks like. But that's impressive. I did not know that was there. I never bothered to follow that in my personal playthrough. So we'll fast forward through the conversations and we'll get into the fight.
There you are. So you kill me as no one ever has. Hold nothing back. Give it your all and destroy me.
Famous last words.
Let's finish this. Together.
Once I'm done killing you...
Okay. So a couple things are going to happen. You saw it very quickly there. You're going to be surrounded by a wall of flame, which means you can't run away from this. You have limited ability to kite her around or anything like that. It's just you're kind of locked into this location. So we're going to take the Find a Deer and Mead. That +2 perception is going to give me another 1% chance of critting. The Fear and Rice Wine for the stamina, I can dodge more and hold power attacks longer. Fruitful Wine will give me more health and damage reduction. Grog is going to give me 70% elemental damage resistance. The Mold Musketeer is 20% reload speed, 20% max health, +1 might and constitution, might as well. And the Strange Brew I don't need, but I'm going to keep it here because if my companions go down, I can instantly renew them. Then I'm going to take Ivory Spinner and the Black Broth. And this is not a Kith enemy. Okay.
You're god of play.
We are every seed in the soil. We will always grow.
This is what we prepared for. No more.
Okay, so there's the first phase.
Rodica, queen among queens, send me your aid.
The mighty.
Ethic worth and wrong.
Okay, there's the second phase.
Again, Rodica.
And if you take her out in her phase, her summons go away. Ow.
Look right.
Rodica! Where are you? No! Don't abandon me now!
Desperate envoy. This is it. We've given up on. Now's the time.
That should end it. And we get to the same spot if you had talked her down.
Wherever Lodwyn is now, she must be seething.
Of course, we'd be happy to kill her again, if needed.
She's done for, but we're not. Whatever's next, we'll face it. Together.
Gods, you're all gonna make me sick. But carry on.
Unraveled at last. We no longer feel her wire against our flesh. We are free always. We are free forever.
Now, these panels here all are determined by your
Silence falls
choices
over
that you made.
Paradis, as though the city is holding its breath. Then you hear it, the ringing of a distant bell, the waving of banners, and cheers of victory. After a short and bloody conflict, the dust has finally begun to settle. You feel Sapadal close to your thoughts, stirring with interest. The god of the living lands is observing this moment, unfettered by confusion or fear. For the first time in centuries, they understand. The Paradis militia rallies to you, the outsider who defended them in their hour of need. Whatever happens next, you have won their confidence. You take a moment to reflect on the calm. Not so long ago, you arrived at these shores on a simple errand, which turned out to be anything but simple. The Dream Scourge is over, and the island has been cleansed of plague. A time of healing and mourning follows. People look to you for answers about the source of the affliction. You tell them the truth, how the plague came from a power beyond mortal understanding, and how it is finally at peace. Thanks to you, the Living Lands has escaped Adiran oppression. The free settlements unite under a common banner and begin the fraught process of negotiating new traditions and values. The Empire withdraws. The frontier remains wild, but not for long. For the rebels of Paradis, this is not a victory they can share. Fearing your wrath,
If I would have left
they retreat
Eagle
deeper
alive,
into
this
the
panel would
wilderness,
be different.
taking their secrets and ideals with them. The Oracle Sargamus emerges from the Temple of Aethys, unburdened by any purpose but for the one you gave him. He sets out across the living lands in search of the sick, lost and grieving, and he gives them the comfort of fellowship where he can. When his energy flags, he recalls the compassion you extended him, and he returns to his work with renewed devotion. His new labors cannot fill the hole left by his god's passing from the world, but they give him succor during the long hours of the night. He dies alone in the Deerwood, beloved of no one, but remembered by all he knew. He does not forget you. The refugees of Emerald Stair resettle in Thirdborn, bringing their skills and research to aid the local community. What starts as an uneasy partnership blossoms into a bond of trust. Through shared adversity, they find common ground. In time, the people of Emerald Stair return to their city of Fior Messiverno. Research yields new developments in the struggle against nature. Technology is shared among the united settlements. The Empire cannot get in the way of progress. Though free, Shatterscarp is still haunted by the surviving Dream Thralls after the destruction of Naku Kubel. The routine hunt for the remaining monsters becomes part of Thirdborn's everyday life, another chore atop a hardscrabble existence with few comforts. The youthful make a game of the hunt.
And this panel would be
retrieving
different if I
artifacts
had
from the
saved
dead
Naku
to
Gapel, but the
return to
panel
those
doesn't
they
make
left
anything any
behind.
better for the city.
Solace Keep clings to its long-held isolation at first. But after mourning her friend Kostya, Mihala reluctantly deigns to open the doors of the fortress. Some dwarves greet newcomers with glee. Others still mutter darkly about outsiders. Mihala flounders in her earliest negotiations with the rest of the living lands, but slowly learns compromise. She develops a taste for Valian sweets.
For the first time in many years, Kai feels an agreeable restlessness. Not to flee, not to drift, but to venture. He visits the distant shores Tama told him about, and savors the modern marvels, ancient wonders, and breathtaking expanses he beholds. His heart swells, not with grief, but with awe. There is so much to discover, and he will spend his years chasing all of the joy and beauty the world has to offer him.
With many of his anxieties and lifelong fears addressed, Marius now feels very differently than he did when he first met the envoy. Still far more comfortable in the wilds than among people, he nonetheless finds that his worries about the unknown were merely self-protection against the traumas of his childhood. Armed with this knowledge, he finds himself more capable of living in civilization, and far less fearful of his home in Galawain's tusks. While he never regains his former place as a Warden of Solace, he spends his time traveling between Solace and Thirdborn, acting as a stubborn ambassador between the two. Giada continues to improve as an animancer. She dedicates her work to the spiritual health of the living lands, nurturing instead of exploiting. Others follow her example, seeking her tutelage from lands far and wide. In the years to come, rumors spread of a secret society gathering in the wilderness, where animancers work in harmony with nature. The dream of Fiormes Iverno lives on in her. In a past life, Yatsley was given a task: protect the history and knowledge of the godless. Now, many lifetimes later, she continues upholding that oath. She moves into the library in the garden, spending her days poring over the clay tablets there. But not even the letters from, and rare visit to, her lover help ease the loneliness that fills her days. Freed from torment for the first time in centuries, Sapadal turns their prodigious curiosity to the people that shaped them. They observe the ways their people live, and they think deeply about what they see. Though they flinch away from moments of violence, and they grieve souls returned to them too soon, the rage that once shook cities to rubble no longer rules them. Instead, they come to you with questions. They want to understand. After a time, they begin, tentatively, to garden. Where they can, they improve the lives of Kith, and the suffering that troubled them is reduced, if never fully eradicated. Their grief compels them to love, and they love unreservedly, with the power of a god. Sapadal pours a fragment of their power into the statue they claimed from the temple of Aethys. Newly embodied, they roam the living lands and learn to experience the world as Kith do. Their first attempts at locomotion are clumsy, and a stand of innocent trees is violently returned to the wheel. But as their confidence grows, so does their grace. Soon, they are bounding across the plains of eastern Dawnshore, leaping the river gorge in Emerald Stair, scaling the shark's teeth of Shatterscarp, and fearlessly wading into the Tusk's acid sea. When they break, they come to you to put them back together, and in time, they learn to fix themselves. They wander far afield. You see less of them, but they are never far from your thoughts, and on the rare occasion they return, they always bring you something beautiful and strange. The sounds of celebration pull you out of reverie. Many are waiting to greet you with open arms. You take a moment to catch your breath and savor it, because everything is about to change.
And that's the end of the game. So, like I say, all those panels are dependent upon choices that you've made throughout the game. You saw Sapadal wandering around in the statue. Well, if you destroyed the statue and didn't turn it over to Sapadal, then that panel wouldn't be there. If you didn't make the deal with the Orison, then he wouldn't have wandered the lands helping people and heal them, and those two panels would not have been there. So, with the exception of me killing Egwolf and the rebels not having a place in what happened here, those panels were the best of all the choices that you could get. There is no quote-unquote best ending for all intents and purposes. They're just differences in the endings. But if you're playing it out for the benefit of the most people you can, then that was the ending that probably encompassed most of it, except, like I say, with the exception of Egwolf. And that was just because I told you I was being greedy with his armor that I wanted to get really, really early on in the game. But thank you, Rudi. I appreciate that. It was a very interesting playthrough, and I played it through differently in my personal one just to see the different outcomes and that sort of stuff. But it's worked out pretty well. So, as I always recommend you do, the first time you play through a game, it's always good to watch the credits and pay tribute to all of the great people who spent the time putting these games together. I did that on my personal playthrough while this is playing in the background. I'll finish up here. So, as we have talked about, the series is now over here. Next week, we're going to spend the 3 hours playing through a demo of a game in early access. And then we're going to start a new live stream here in this time slot, coming up not the week after that, but 3 weeks from now. So, for all of you who have been here through the entire Avowed playthrough, thank you very, very much for that. My channel members and my supporters, thank you very much, Rudi, for your support. I definitely do appreciate it. And for everyone else who has watched any of these videos, who have left a comment, who have participated in the community here, again, as always, thank you very, very much for that support, because, as I always say, without that support, none of this would be possible. And this is Commander Jorval saying, for the last time on this live stream series, fare thee well.